Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel. I am Ashley, which is Ashley's Media Addiction, and today I'm coming at you with my March TBR. So, if you don't know, my TBR game is based off of Boggle, which is a word dice game. You shake up the dice and you find the first word. You get points regarding that. I really enjoy it. So I based my TBR game around this, and yeah, we're going to see how I done last month as well as this month. Let's see what I am going to be reading. So the first book that I had for February was 1 Point, and this was standalone, which was Uprooted by Naomi Novik. I am currently reading this. I'm a couple of days from the end of the month, but I'll easily get that finished. That's fine. The second point I had was any book that I wished to read, and so I chose Interview with the Vampire by Anne Rice. This was for Vamp Along. I did read this, so that's great. And then after this, we had a sequel, and so I read The Prince Lestat by Anne Rice. I have not picked this up yet, but I'm going to at least start it before the end of the month, as I will start it straight after Uprooted. I'm going to give myself a win on that, because as long as I have started it, I will continue it, and I need to read it anyway for the Vamp Along. So that's easy. That's done. We're good. And then after that, we got a pet pick, and I got The Wicker King by Kate Ancrum, which was a gift from Rosie for my birthday. I really enjoyed this, and yeah, I read this one, no problems at all. And then we had Animal on the cover, and I read Wrath of the Tooth Fairy. I did read this one as well. So overall, out of those 5 books, I've completed 3. I'm almost done with 1. I'm definitely going to at least start The Prince Lestat. So I'm giving myself a win. So I did. My new phone does not want to screen record for some reason. So I do have a picture of what my reward is for the month. I will post it there. And as you will have seen, it'll be change any book to a book from a book club. That's perfect. I have a book club. I am a co-host for the Recreate Book Club. And so basically I can make any book change into Cinderella is Dead. So essentially any prompt. Perfect. That does also mean that this month for March, I need 5 points. Perfect. So with that, let's go into rule number 1. Rule number 1. First word that I see is pet, P-E-T. So for rule number 1, I got the word pet, so it needs to have the word pet in the title, or I just have my pet pick. We obviously know I went with Strider, so I gave him 4 choices. I did give him Scooby Snacks to see which one he wanted with, which, in case anyone was wondering. And so I gave him the choice of Interview with the Vampire. This stood in place for The Prince Lestat, because, as I said last month, if I'm under halfway through the book, I will allow myself the chance to try and get on to the next month's TBR. So this stood in place for The Prince Lestat. I also chose Toad Rage by Morris Gleitzman, and this is just a middle grade. I then chose The Legend of Zelda Ocarina's Mask, which is a manga. And then I finally chose Scooby Apocalypse rather. And if you know me, I absolutely adore Scooby-Doo. So yeah, let's see which one my dog decided to go with. Okay, so here are the books for Strider to choose from. Ty, choose. And Strider chose Scooby Apocalypse, which is volume 1. So as you will have just seen, Strider decided to go for Scooby Apocalypse. I am so thankful for this. It is just a graphic novel. It is basically the Scooby Gang is out facing real monsters because there is an apocalypse happening, and it's basically what if monsters were real. This is volume 1 of 6, and I did get this from Cats and Camera, so thank you so much. I am so excited for this. I'm scared that once I read this, I'll just binge the whole series, which I haven't done in a while. But I can totally see myself doing that with this. These will be really quick reads for me. I'm really hyped. Yeah, I kind of like the sort of art style that's going on as well, so I'm definitely going to love this. This will easily be done. Let's go on to rule number 2. And the first word that I see is met, M-E-T. So rule number 2, I got the word met, and at first I was stuck with this because it needs to have the word met in the title or an author that I've met, and I don't know why I was struggling with this, but I decided to go for Endgame by Mallory Blackman. This is the newest release in the Noughts and Crosses series. I believe it's the end of the series, but I've thought that a couple times, so I'm not sure anymore. But yeah, I also got this one for my mum for Christmas, which is perfect because one of my goals is to try and read at least half of the book she got me for Christmas. So yeah, I'm going to be reading this one. I don't want to say what this one's about, mostly because this is like book, I want to say 8? 1, 2, 3, 4, 7. It's book 7 in the Noughts and Crosses series. But overall, it is basically about noughts and crosses, where I think it's noughts. Yeah, noughts are white people and the crosses are black people. Black people essentially rule everything. They're the superior race essentially, and so the noughts are basically second-class citizens, and we're basically following the story of Callum, Sephi, Tobias. We've also got Callie Rose. We've got a whole bunch of characters. This is book 7, as I said. I'm excited to get to it. I love the series so much, and I can't wait to see it. Also, I really love the pretty red sprayed edges on this one as well. I can't wait to read this. I think it's going to be fun. Also probably be quite hard hitting because they usually are, but I'm very, very excited for this one. So let's see what's going to happen with rule number 3. And the first word that I see is than, T-H-A-N. Rule number 3 gave me the word than, so this is again another 1 point, so we're up to 3 points now, and it needs to have the word than in the title, and I could not think of a prompt for this, but that doesn't matter because I decided to choose my reward for this one. I decided to change it to the book club book, which is Cinderella is Dead, and this is by Kaelin Bayron. And also I was gifted this one by Rachel, so thank you so much for this book. It's been on my to read pile for about a year or so. I've just not managed to pick it up, so I'm very, very excited to read this. All the information for the Recreate Book Club, the Twitter, the Discord is all linked down below, so do come and join us. It is so much fun over there. But this is basically, it's 200 years since Cinderella found her prince, but the fairy tale is not over. Sophia knows the story though off by heart because every girl has to recite it daily, from when she's tiny until the night that she's sent to the royal ball for choosing. And every girl knows that she only has one chance, for the lives of those not chosen by man at the ball are forfeit. That sounds interesting. I don't really know what to think about it, but I know the co-host for this one, Rebecca Fowell, she loves this book, and I'm excited to see what happens. So yeah, book number 3. Let's go to rule number 4. And the first word that I see is foil, F-O-I-L. So rule number 4 gave us the word foil. So for this it needed to have the word foil in the title or have foiling on the cover. So for this one, I chose The Inheritance Games, which was a book that I got myself last year, but I just didn't pick it up, unfortunately, at the time. So yeah, we've got foiling on the cover here. You can see it on like the faces and on the key. Yeah, there's definitely foiling on this. It's not much, but it is foiling. Also over the name of the author at the bottom. So yeah, I'm counting it. It is a YA thriller, and basically the back, without any spoilers, say she came from nothing, they had everything. There's only one rule: winner takes all. I'm very excited for this. Everyone I know who's read it has said it gives them Knives Out vibes. I really enjoyed that film. Also, my mum gifted me the second book for Christmas, so I do want to read this one so I can read the sequel. So I'm happy with this choice as well. Let's go on to roll number 5. And the first word that I see is went, W-E-N-T. Number 5 was again another 1-pointer. So 5 books this month, that's fine. And for this, it needed to have the word went in the title, or it needed to be where the main character went somewhere. So they kind of travelled somewhere. For this, I decided to continue with the iHeart series. I'm currently up to iHeart Vegas, so I thought this will be the perfect book to carry on with. It is just a contemporary romance, very easy to read. It's basically about this woman named Angela who, after she finds her fiance cheating on her, she decides to run off to New York. And it's her experience of being in New York, finding love, all her adventures since then. This is book, I want to say 4, definitely on this one. Can't wait to get back into it. I have read this one before. I knew that this was like a decent way into the series. So I am excited to kind of see what's going on with this one. I'm excited to carry on with Angela's story. So this month I have these 5 books. So I have a graphic novel, a contemporary sci-fi sort of book, very drama filled. I've got Cinderella is Dead, which is like a Cinderella retelling, so like 300 years in the future, sci-fi sort of book. I've got The Inheritance Games, which is like a YA thriller, and I have a contemporary romance for iHeart Vegas. So I'm very excited for these actually. I managed to get the group book in. I have not, however, got in The Princess Stat, so I will need to read that one on top of this. So let's just put this one on top because that's Interview with the Vampire, because I didn't manage to get in The Princess Stat. I'm still waiting on my library copy appearing. Hopefully it will soon, otherwise I'll just buy it. So yeah, I've got that. And then I should have Queen of the Damned, but I'm just going to read that at the start of April before the live show. That'll be fine for me. I don't mind that. So overall, my TBR looks a bit like this, which usually would kind of scare me. But I mean, got a romance, a thriller, a graphic novel, a book that's in a series I know I love. Cinderella's Dead. I think it'll be quite a fast read, but I need to read it anyway. And The Princess Stat, I'll read at the very start of the month. And so yeah, I feel like I can do this. I think I added it all together, not including the Vampire Lestat, and it equals like 1,700 pages. So even with it on top, say 2,000 pages, that should be achievable for me, realistically. So I'm excited. I've got a really nice TBR. The words were nice to me. Let's see how my reading does though, because in February my head's been a bit all over the place, so I've not really been in the biggest reading mood, unfortunately. But I feel like I'm good. I feel like I can do this. I'm excited for all of the books as well, which will make this a lot easier, and have such a wide range of different genres that if I do feel in the mood for like a graphic novel, something easy, I've got one. If I want a nice easy romance, I have one. Yeah, I feel like I've got a book that'll hit every mood that I can be in, which is absolutely perfect and never happens for me. So yeah, what books of these have you read? Have you read any of these? Is there any you think I should prioritise in this month? If so, do let me know down below. I would love to hear your thoughts and opinions, and I will see you in my next one. Bye guys.